In this video, you're going to learn how Google Analytics works so you can understand how Google Analytics collects data about your website visitors and how other websites collect data anonymously about you. So to collect data about your website visitors and the interactions they have on your site, what you are going to do is add a small piece of tracking code to your website, and the tracking code looks like this. And once it's set up, Google Analytics will drop a cookie into the user's browser for your website, and it will help track every interaction that the user performs on your site. Now, if you live in Europe, you might be familiar with seeing notifications about cookies letting you know that the website is collecting information about you. And the reason that you'll see this in Europe is because there are more privacy restrictions, and they really have to tell you that they're collecting information on you. And as you can see here, I visited this site and it's saying we're using cookies for analytics, but also for advertising, so retargeting, and to improve their website. So they're just letting me know that they're collecting this information. And so this is the type of cookie that Google Analytics will use to collect that analytics information. And the amazing thing is that just this small piece of code that's put on every page of your website, plus this browser cookie, will actually collect a huge amount of information about you, such as the pages that you visit. And with this information, Google Analytics can calculate the most popular page and also determine if, for example, a user reaches the purchase confirmation page. Now, Google Analytics will also collect information like the language that the browser is set to, the type of browser such as Chrome or Safari, the device and operating system that I'm using, and my location, age, and gender. And it can even collect the traffic source which brought me to this website in the first place, and that could be a search engine or an advertisement or an email marketing campaign that I clicked on. So I think it's interesting to look in a little bit more detail about what these cookies are, because we hear about them all the time, we see these notifications, but what really are they, and what really is the way that Google Analytics is collecting information on us? So we know that now these cookies are files created by the website that you visit, and they collect all that information. But why do we allow this? Why do we agree to these notifications? Well, they really make your online experience a lot easier by saving your browser information. And with cookies, sites can keep you signed in, such as say Facebook. You don't need to re-log in every time because it recognizes you. And it will remember your site preferences and give you locally relevant content. But what do these cookies actually look like? Well, what you can do is actually come into your browser, and I'm doing this in Chrome, but the process is going to be very similar in any browser that you use. You can come into your settings, have a look for cookies and the settings related to those, and you can actually see the cookies that other sites have created and are collecting information anonymously about you. So I can see there are cookies here for Google Analytics, also here for say Facebook, and lots of other sites that I have visited. So it's really these small pieces of code and text files that are collecting all of that information that is then filtering on back to Google Analytics. One important thing to note is that Google Analytics collects this data anonymously, so they won't say that this visit came from Dara Walsh in Dublin at this time. What they'll do is, with that browser cookie, create a random ID to distinguish between different users, whether they're new or returning. And what they also do with that ID is tie all of the activity, like the pages that you visited, etc., up into a single visit known as a session. So here you can see in Google Analytics that over the last 7 days, there have been 14,000 sessions by 11,000 users, meaning that a number of these users have come back for another session on the website. And that is really how they're able to create these fantastic reports while respecting the privacy of the website visitors. So to recap, in this video, you've learned how Google Analytics collects data about your website visitors, and you also got an insight into how websites collect anonymous data about you.